Hello and welcome to Board Game TV. It's Terror Tuesday, and we're going to be starting a new series, Dawn of the Zeds, 3rd edition. I've been wanting this game for a while. I'd seen it played, all 3 editions, and I'd been wanting it for a while, and I finally got it. And I gotta say about this game, I had a lot of fun with it. As a matter of fact, when I first got into gaming, Arkham Horror was the first game I got. It blew me away, and I was so in love with it. I got all the expansions immediately. And for damn near a month, I just sat there every night and played Arkham Horror. And much to my family's chagrin. And was just lost in it. And I hadn't had that feeling with a game in a long time, excluding Shadows of Brimstone. But I got this game, and I've been playing it a lot. a lot. I mean, I'll sit down and play it, and hours will pass, and it just amazes me. And I've just had so much fun with this game. I've got that feeling back with this game. And so I highly recommend this game. If you're able to get it, because this is a damn good game. It's basically a State of Siege game where you're defending the town of Farmingdale from a Zeds outbreak, zombie outbreak, basically. And if the Zeds ever get into the center, you lose. And you have to outlast the deck in order to win. Now, this game comes with many different books. The basic rule book, the no brains rule book, which I don't recommend. The level up book, A to Z book, Farmingdale Dossier. It comes with a lot of stuff, and the components are pretty good. And it has a lot of good stuff to it. So you get a lot of bang for your buck with this game, believe me. For this video, we're going to play the basic game. Now, this game can be played solo, which is actually was originally intended. And when you play solo, you get 4 players you pick, and you get 1 heroic civilian unit, and you get 1 regular civilian unit. And for the basic game, honestly, I don't recommend it for, I guess, moderate to hardcore gamers. I would recommend it for your first playthrough, maybe to get to learn the rules. Maybe if you want a quick game, or if you want to teach somebody, maybe. But honestly, the thing with the basic game is that there's so much stuff with this game. You're only using maybe a third, hell, or even a fourth of the stuff. So all the other stuff is just being wasted. You're not using it. You're not getting your money's worth. And it kind of gets a little too easy. But we're going to start with the basic game, and then each playthrough we're going to go up a level, and to show you what the big difference is and how much harder it can get and how much fun you can have. So you have an event deck, which is what you have to outlast. Now, when you play the basic game, there are color-coded cards. Like, this is a color-coded blue. You're only going to be using blue cards, and that's for heroes. See, I have the hero stack here, and this guy has a red, so you can't use him. The game tells you how to seed your event deck. You have 4 acts. And I'm going to show you an event card here. As you can see, this is a blue card. So it's a basic card. And it has 1 star lit up. or colored in. So that's in Act 1. So you're going to see the deck with so many Act 1 cards. The book tells you so many Act 2 cards, so many Act 3 cards, so many Act 4 cards, and then you're going to have an end card. Now, like I said, for the basic game, we can only use blue colored cards. Or the basic level, you have blue, green, yellow, orange, and like a deep red. You have the fate deck here, which when you have to place something on the board, you'll grab a fate card and it'll tell you where, and then you put it's either be a hold now or hold for later or play it now type card. You can only use heroes that have the blue, and like I said, you only use the event that have the blue. There is only the ammo supply. There is no infection track. So Super Zeds will not be used. You will have no supplies. So you won't build barricades. You won't send anybody to the hospital. The hospital is basically not going to be using. You won't have anybody go to the laboratory, so you won't be doing the super weapon research. And so basically what it is in the basic game, if your hero is wounded or killed, you'll make a save roll, and if they pass the save roll, a civilian unit will not even go to the hospital, will just be put in town center on their wounded side. Player unit will be put in town center fully healed. So that's how that works. No plague carriers, none of that. So you can also play this game co-op. I found co-op to be harder than solo. And it's because I was playing with somebody kind of new to the game, but it's a little harder than the solo game. And then there's Versus, which I have not played Versus, so yeah. But you can play as an unzeds player, basically, and it's and you basically are the bad guys who can be put in jail. That kind of thing. Also, we won't be using chaos markers. So the basic gist of the game is you're going to do an event card, and it's going to tell you, and we'll go over that, and the zombies or Zeds are going to be moving to town center. And in the other states of the game, if they take over a namespace, you put a chaos marker in the space. And if there are so many, you only have so many chaos markers, and if you have to put one down and you can't put one, then yeah, well then you're going to lose, besides them getting into the town center. Okay. Also, even though I have it on the board, you have refugees. Now, in the basic game, you will not be using these refugees. Normally, what the refugees would do is, when a town gets taken over, they would flee. They would end up trying to get to the town center. You put them in the refugee camp, and they would turn into civilian units, or they would die if they got caught by the Zeds. But in this version of the game, you do not use the refugees. So we'll put them back in the box. So we're at bare bones stuff here. Okay. Basically, the defiant markers means that these guys can't move. And since they can't build barricades in this basic version of the game, they can't build barricades. So basically all they can do is fight and shoot if you choose to have them do that. Okay, so let's have a look at my 4 characters. Now we're going to get 1 player action token. And some characters come with some things, but we have Sheriff Hunt. This is his card here. He's a blue character. He's law enforcement. And this little thing means he can go on the sewer track. But that's not on this side of the map. This map is two-sided, and there's another sewer track that goes right here. Which he could go through it. But we're not going to worry about that. He moves 4 spaces. This is him at his strength side. He does hand-to-hand at 5. He does gunfire at 5. And then when he's weak, when he's wounded, when he's flipped over, it'll be 3. It says once per action phase, he may spend his leadership action marker to give one civilian or refugees unit in a space on or next to him 1 free action. Place the leadership marker on this card to keep track of when you have used this ability. And here's his little marker there. So besides that, he has a free action to give a civilian unit. Okay. Long range, he can make a gunfire attack from 2 spaces away. Normally, you can only do it if you're in an adjacent space away. With a -1 shift penalty. And we'll go over that in a minute. Tough. Each time he receives a hit, roll the dice. 1, 2, or 3, he suffers a hit. 4, 5, or 6, that hit is canceled. Martial arts. In every hand-to-hand combat, he's allowed 1 reroll, and that result is final. And then it tells you what he can do in a versus game. We have Deputy Schmidt. He has an initiative token. These are his stats. It says once per action phase, he receives a character action to spend on his unit only. Place the initiative marker on the card to keep track of when you have used this ability. Eagle Scout, he receives a 1 column to the right shift in all hand-to-hand combat. Each time he receives a hit, 1, 2, or 3, he suffers a hit normally. 4, 5, or 6 is canceled. Martial arts, in every hand-to-hand combat, he's allowed 1 reroll. And that results final. And then, of course, his law enforcement in the verse game, he can arrest unzeds units. We have Captain Piazza. We have her stats there. Piazza can make long-range gunfire attacks. Her gunfire attacks is based only on range. So if she's 3 spaces away, she has a strength of 3 on gunfire, 2 spaces, 4, and adjacent 2. Overwatch. After she makes a gunfire attack, she may withdraw, move away from her target by 1 space. Any player unit in her space, except in town center, may be moved with her, including defiant civilians. Alright, and ammunition crafting. Piazza can make her own ammo and then shoot. Spend 2 actions to make a gunfire attack using 0 ammo. This may be done multiple times per action phase. And she's military. Okay, so in this game you can also forage. And you have a forage chart here and it tells you what you're going to get. But we're not using supplies, so we're only going to get ammo. And so if we rolled something and we would have got supplies, it wouldn't make a difference. There are normally 2 places that are real good to get ammo. One is the security place in the sewer tracks, the lab, but that's not on this map. But the other is the Lucky Strike mine up there. It's a good place if you forage to get ammo. We have Mr. Johnson, and when he enters the game, you get an extra 2 supplies and 3 ammo, which we won't do supplies, but we have the ammo. He's a scavenger. His ability, when he enters play, you immediately gain, there we go, and that includes setup. Rolls 2 dice when conducting a forge action, and then you'll pick the better one. Heavy weapons, his gunfire attacks receive a 2-column shift. And practical medicine as an action, perform a heal action on any unit in space at the cost of 1 supply. Well, we don't have that. Traps. When a Zeds unit or Zed mob enters his space, he may roll a die. 1, 2, 3, conduct normal hand-to-hand combat. 4, 5, or 6, that unit or Zed mob takes 1 hit, and Johnson retreats. And we'll go over Zed's stuff in a second. And then our heroic civilian unit is the Farmingdale Furies. And we have their stats. This unit cannot make gunfire attacks, but they are brawlers. Each time they receive a hit, roll a die. 1, 2, 3, they suffer the hit normally. 4, 5, 6, the hit is canceled. And you basically, how you choose these heroes is I randomly picked, I put the heroes in this bag, randomly picked 4, and then same with the civilians unit. But like I said, we're playing the basic game, so our options are limited. Okay? So, how do you do damage and so forth? Okay. Every character, from the Zeds to the civilians to the heroes, have a little thing. So when a Z unit takes damage, you're going to see 2 hearts and then a flip symbol. And he has a 5 strength. So if he takes 1 hit, you put 1 hit heart marker on him. If he takes 2 hit, you put the ×2 heart marker on him. If he takes 3 hits, you flip him. And now he's weaker. And then if he takes 1 hit here, put a heart. 2 hits there, put a ×2. And then when you do a 3rd hit, he's dead. They're removed from the game. Heroes don't have that many hits, or most of them don't. If Johnson took a hit, like all my other heroes, you flip him. And if he took another hit, he's dead, or he'll possibly dead. Civilian units are a little bit better. They take 1 hit, and then they take another hit, and then they flip, and they're reduced. They take a hit, and they take another hit, and they're dead. Okay, these defiant markers, the first time they engage with the Zeds, they will lose these defiant markers. Okay, so how does combat work? Okay, we have a chart here, and it's basically, we have 2 different types. We'll go over gunfire because it's easier. So you use your strength, like Sheriff Hunt, his strength is 5. So he's going to roll 2 dice, and his strength is 5, and then whatever he rolls is how many hits he does. So if he rolled 8 or 9, he would do 3 hits at a 5 strength. And like I said, sometimes you get a plus or minus shift, so you can shift 1 to the right or shift 1 to the left. Hand-to-hand is a little bit more complicated. You're going by times, basically. So we have a 5 strength Zed unit fighting a 4 strength civilian unit. Now 5 is just 1 time greater than 4. So the Zeds are just going to have a simple advantage. So you would do that, you would roll the dice, and you would go by this column. Now if the Zeds were a strength 10, then you would go in Zeds ×2, because you have 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12, so that would go over 10. So 4 times 2 is 8, so they would have a ×2 advantage. You can never go more than 3 on either side. You have the humans ×3 and the Zeds ×3, and you have the equal 2. And you just roll the 2-sided die, both dice, and you go by what it is. Now, humans always want to roll high. So let's say they're equal. So, and we rolled a 2. Well, the humans would take 4 hits, and they would have to retreat because of this white thing right there. However, if they rolled a 12, the humans would do 3 hits to the Zeds, and they would take none. And the Zeds would have to retreat because they're in the red. So it's real easy. And there's some that, times, like if you roll a 7, both would take 2 units, but the Zeds will retreat because we're in the red. Okay? That's basically how combat is done. You just got to know a little bit of math. And that's the basics of the game. So I don't see why we go ahead and get started. We're going to draw the first event card, and we'll go over the card and see how it plays. So we have Rule 7 Cardio. Okay, so we have the first is the 4R phase. Now, that's Rangers, Rescuers, Raiders, and Refugees. We have none of that in this basic game. But if we did one of the... If we had Raiders, they would move 1 space. If we had Refugees, one of the Refugees would move 1 space. We'd have to move a Refugee or a Raider or a Rescuer or something like that. But Raiders would always move. Then we have the infection part of the phase, which we're not using in this. But let's say our infection level was at 6. We'd roll 2 dice. Okay. And if we rolled equal to 6 or less than 6, then we'd have to spawn, we'd have an outbreak, and we'd have to spawn a new Zeds unit on the board, and we draw a fate card to find out where. If you roll higher than the 6, no outbreak happens. And then you would lower the outbreak level according to what you rolled. So if I rolled a 4, 6 minus 4 is 2. The infection level would be back down to 2, and we could start from there. Now, certain things would raise and lower your infection level in the other games, but we won't go over that because we're not using it. I'll go over it in the next one, other game. Eat. Alright, so we'd have to eat 1 supply. Well, we're not using supplies. We don't have anybody in the hospital or anything like that, so we won't have to eat. Okay, now we come to these Zeds. So, this is the Zeds action, but before we move, and this is going to tell you what tracks you move. You have the suburban track, which this is, which is right here. You have the forest track up there. You have the highway track here, and you have the mountain track there. So what's going to happen is you're going to move the suburban track twice, but you're not going to do that first, because it says at the beginning of this phase, place 1 new Zeds unit on an empty start space of your choice. Well, there are none, if possible. Otherwise, place it on the start space with the lowest strength Zeds unit. If and when a Zeds unit enters a space occupied by any civilian or hero unit, you may freely retreat that unit instead of engaging in hand-to-hand combat. And then there's a Zeds movement pressure symbol, which we're not using. We won't be using it. You don't use it in the solo game. You use it in the co-op and the versus game, but we don't use it in the solo game. Okay, so our lowest strength is the suburban. So we're going to, from the Zeds Cup, we're going to put a new Zeds unit on here. And now you have what you call a Zeds mob, because there's stacking limits as to how many, well, actually there's stacking limits to how many player units can be in one spot, and there's stacking limits to how many Zeds can be in one spot. So our stacking limit is 2 for the most part. There are a few plague carrier units that don't count, but we're not using them. So there can never be more than 2, for the most part, Zeds units in one space, because we have a stacking limit. And so since they are on top of each other, they're what you call a mob, and you're going to add their strength. They're going to combine their strength, so they have a strength of 10 right now. Now, when you were to do damage to them, you could choose who you would do damage to. And then, like, so I may damage this guy and then flip him, and their damage will be lowered, their strength will be lowered to 7. But, so that's how that's going to go. So, we had to put 1 here. So they're going to move 1, and then they're going to move again. Now, it says, if it enters a space, any civilian or unit, we may freely retreat instead of engaging. But I'm going to engage anyways. So we're going to lose the defiant marker here. Okay, so another thing is, since we don't have barricades in this version of the game, what happens in this game is any town, which this is East Irick. There's 2 towns on this, Boxville and East Irick. The heroes get a 2 shift to the right for hand-to-hand combat. Namespaces, which are just like the university and the bridge, get a 1 shift to the right. So we have this here. Normally we would raise the infection level because you raise it 1 in every hand-to-hand combat, but we're not doing that. So 3 goes into 10 3 times. So they're going to have a Zeds times 3, but we're going to get a 2-column shift, so they're just going to have Zeds advantage. So we're going to roll the die and see what we roll. And we rolled a 4, which is horrible. So what's going to happen is we got to take 3 hits and retreat. So we're going to go 1, 2, flip it 3, and retreat. And we're going to put a wound marker on them. And so they've already taken over there. Now normally you'd put a chaos marker here, but we don't have to do that. Okay, and we get one action. This is the action thing right here. So we move our little event to 1. And that's basically the card. I was the same thing about these dice. These are small dice. The Zeds guy is a 1 here, and you roll a lot of 1s with these dice. I don't know what it is with these, but you roll a lot of 1s. Okay, so I have one action, and then I have a player action, and then these guys can do their thing. So what I think I'm going to do is actually, I think I'm going to risk it. Don't know why. I'm going to have these guys spend 1 ammo, and we're going to use our actions, and they're going to shoot. They have a strength of 2, and we rolled a 10. So we do 2 hits to one of the units, and I can pick, and we're going to do 2 hits to this guy. So we're going to put a ×2. So at least we did a little something. Now I have a player action, and like I said, your actions are a little bit limited. They're not as much as they used to be because we don't have as much stuff in this game. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Deputy Schmidt. I want to get somebody to the Lucky Strike mine. So I'm going to use my player action. And I'm going to have Mr. Johnson. He's going to move 4. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to try to get him to the Lucky Strike mine to salvage for ammo. And then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have... and he's going to help that side out. And then I think what I'm going to have do is I'm going to have... Captain Piazza, because we got a big unit there. Well, no, I can't actually do that. I can do a civilians unit. There's really no need for it. I can have the civilians unit forge, and yeah, I got to roll a 6. But if I get a 6, I can get an ammo. And hey, guess what? I got an ammo. Okay, and then our Deputy Schmidt here. He'll forge as well. Okay. Alright, so that's all my turns. The refresh phase, I flip all my tokens. If I were in a space with a chaos marker, I would clear it out and raise the infection level by 1, but we don't do that. Okay, so card 2. Hunting Lodge located. So we have no 4R movement. We're going to have no infection movement. No, we roll to eat. Now, okay, so when you roll on the eat, you would see how many people you have in the hospital. And you would have to roll higher than how many people you have in the hospital. Otherwise, you would have to burn supplies. But we don't have anybody in the hospital, and we're not even doing that. So, there we go. Okay, now we're going to have Zed's movement. So we have movement on the mountain track. So this goat is going to move. And again, we have another movement on the suburban track. So we're going to have another fight here. Okay. Now 2 into 10 is ×3, but we're going to only get a 1 terrain shift. So it's Zeds ×2. And we got a 7. Okay, well, we took 3 hits, we're dead, and we did nothing to these guys. Okay, so they're dead. So what I can do is I can roll a saving roll. On a 1, 2, or 3, they go into the cemetery. And the basic game on a 4, 5, or 6, they go into the town center on their weakened side. And I rolled a 3, so they go to the cemetery. They are dead. Okay, and now I get 3 actions. At the end of this phase, +2 ammo if a player unit is in the campground. Place the goodies marker in this space as a reminder. Okay. So I have the campground here. We're going to put that there. I think we can afford to move him 1 space. That's 1 action. I want to move Captain Piazza. I want to take some shots at these guys. So we're going to move her. She can move 5. 1, 2, 3, and there. Because she's better at shooting when she's 2 spaces away. And actually, we're going to spend another action, and she will shoot. She has a strength of 4. And she does 4. That's a big miss. And we're going to spend our last action. She's going to do that again. 7. Okay, she does 2 hits. Now, we've done 2 hits, so we can flip 1 and 2. So this thing is reduced a little bit strength now. Okay, and I think he will have the civilian unit forage, and we got another 6. And then Deputy Schmidt is going to use his initiative. And I think he'll forage, and he doesn't get anything. Okay, that's the end of the turn. We'll go ahead and refresh everything. And now we're going, because we had him at the goodies marker, we're going to gain +2 ammo. So we're back up to 8. So we're looking good on ammo. Next turn. Okay, we are now in Act 2. Alright, so this is it. We're in Act 2 now, because we have 2 stars. 1 for R, no, no, no. We just go ahead and ignore that. Alright, so we're going to have, at the beginning of this phase, make a fate draw. Okay. Place a new Zeds unit on the start space of the fated track. Okay. So we've got a fate card here. Forest. So we're going to have to put a Zeds unit on the forest track, which is up here. Okay. And this is a play this card. Immediately suffer -2 supplies and 1 ammo. No penalty if you do not have enough to lose those entire amounts. Okay, so we have to lose 1 ammo. Alright. Okay. During this turn, for each regular civilian's unit eliminated or sent to the hospital after its saving roll, place a new Zeds unit on the space where it was killed. Apply the stacking limit if necessary. But I don't think we're going to. We're not even going to have a fight. So we're going to move the highway track 1. We're going to move the forest track twice. 1, 2. Okay. And then we're going to get 3 actions. And there we go. Okay, so Captain Piazza is going to use an action. We're going to use ammo, and she's going to shoot again. This time she got a 10. And she does 3 hits. So that's actually going to, 1, 2, kill this one. And then put 1 wound on this one. So she's shooting them really good. I got a feeling we're going to need some help up there. And I got a feeling we're going to need some help up here. So we're going to move him to the Lucky Strike Mine. And then I think what I want to do is I want to move Sheriff Hunt is going to use his leadership ability, and he's going to let this group forage, and we get lucky again. Okay, and then I think Sheriff Hunt is going to move. Actually, he's not going to move. Who's the next strong? We're going to send the Furies up that way. So we're going to spend the player action, and they get to move 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Deputy Schmidt, the next one, I guess he'll go over this way to help out. We'll use his initiative. He can move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's at the nuclear plant. And that's all our... And we have one more action we can do. And let's see here. I think... Yeah, let's go ahead and have them move here. So they're going to try to nip that in the bud. Okay. And that is the end. So let's go ahead and refresh everything. Alright, here we go. You got to be kidding. Okay. No. All. At the beginning of this phase, place a new Zeds unit on the start space of every track. Apply the stacking limit if necessary. Remove all hit markers from Zeds units. Okay. We only have one with a hit marker, so that's that. Okay, we have to place a new Zeds unit on the start track of everybody. So we'll start at the mount track. We put one there. The highway track here. Suburb track here. And you don't want to look at the tokens you pick. You want them in a cup. Okay. Alright. Now all the Zeds units are going to move and we're going to get one action. Okay, so I start up here. So we're going to have a fight here. Now we have, take this off. Okay, we have a 3 and a 5 is only 1. So we have Zed's advantage, but we're going to get a 2-column shift, so we're going to be human advantage. And we rolled a 5, and that's not good. So 2 and 2, and the Zeds retreat. So we're going to put 2 on them, and they retreat. And we're just going to flip these guys. There we go. And then this unit will move up to be with that unit. Okay, so we're going to have a fight here. We're going to remove the Defiant marker off of him. 4 is 1. However, we're going to have a 2-column shift for the humans, so we're going to be in human advantage. Again, 5. My God. 2 and 2. So they're going to move retreat, flipped, and then this unit comes here. Okay, we're going to have a fight here. So it's 2 times 2, but we're going to get a 2 shifts, so it's going to be equal. That's 6. Okay, well, we're going to take 2 hits and retreat, and they're going to take 1 hit. And this unit's going to move up 1. Okay, and we're going to have a big one there. So I'm going to use, I can choose which unit I want to fight with. And I'm going to fight with the female Furies. So 6 and 11 is 1. So they have Zed's advantage. However, we are in a city, so we're going to get 2. So we're going to be human advantage. And I rolled an 8. And that's going to be 3 hits and 1. So we take 1 hit. They take 3 and they have to retreat. Basically stay where they're at. And we're going to flip this one over. And then this guy is going to move 1. And that's it. That was it. So we're going to get our 1 action. And let me think about what I want to do. Okay. I want Captain Piazza, we're going to spin that, is going to shoot at those guys. She's only a strength 2. She rolled a 7 and she misses. So no hits. That was not good. Okay, for my player action, I want to move I want to get at least 1 hit. So I'm going to move. Jesus. Okay, so what do I want to do? That's the big question. I'm going to move. I'm going to forge with him. Okay, he rolled a 4. And that means he's going to get, I get to roll 2 die, 4 and a 3, 1 ammo. So there we go. There's my player action. Okay. The deputy here is, Well, you know, I don't mind that. It's going to move up 1. And I'm going to order this civilian unit right here to move 1, 2. They get to move 2 spaces. And we're done. Alright, so next event, Suburbs Night Assault. Okay, we're not doing any of this. At the beginning of this phase, well, we don't have to do an infection. Place a new Zeds unit on the Suburb start phase track. Okay. Okay, wow, that's an 8 one. Alright, defending units receive no terrain shifts, and we're going to get 2 actions. Okay, so we have to defend. We're going to move. And I'm going to have this one group fight, not Captain Piazza. So they're going to be Zeds times 3. And we rolled a 5. And that group is going to be wiped out, and she will retreat to there. Okay. And this group now is in the, we did it saving roll. Okay. And that's it. That's basically it. We got 2 actions. So let's go ahead and go. And I think what I'm going to do is Captain Piazza is going to, we're going to spin ammo. We're going to use one of our actions. And we're going to shoot. Actually, we're going to go back her up, and then we're going to spend another action to shoot. And she got a 5. That does 1 hit. That's not very good. We're going to spend our last action. She's going to do that again. That's 8. That's 2 hits. So we're going to flip it. 1 and 2. That's a little bit better. Okay, so then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have him forage. Okay, and we're going to gain 2 ammo. That's my player action. And then I'm going to Deputy Schmidt. He's going to move 1 more. So there's his initiative. And oh man, I'm going to have, I can spend his leadership. I'm going to spend my leadership to have them forage. Okay, yep, that's it. Alright, next turn. Mountain Night Assault. Alright, at the beginning of this phase, +1, well, put a new Zed unit. Okay, on the start. Ooh, that's a 9. And they get no terrain shifts. We're going to get 1 action, so the mountain unit is going to go. Okay, so they're not going to get any terrain shifts, so they're going to move up as a 9. It's times 3. 5. Alright, so they're going to die. Let's roll for save. And they do save. Okay, so they're there. This one moves. And that's basically it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we have 1 action. I'm going to spend 1 ammo. Piazza is going to shoot this unit right here. 3. That's terrible. That's a miss. Okay, and I'm going to spend another action to do that again. Another ammo. 7. So she does 2 hits. She wipes this unit out. This unit is done. Okay. I'm going to have Rusty. We're going to spend an ammo on him. His gunfire attacks receive a 2 shift. He's at 3. So he goes to 5. He rolls 4. He does 1 hit. That is good enough to flip this one. Okay. Alright, that's my player action. Deputy Schmidt is going to shoot. We're spending ammo. He's going to use his initiative. He's 7. He's at 4. 2 hits. So we're going to flip this one and put 1 wound marker on it. And then Sheriff Hunt is going to order these guys to move 1, 2, there. And that's it. That's all I can do for that turn. Okay. Next up, right beneath our feet. We're not doing any of that. Alright, at the beginning of this phase, make a fate draw. Alright, suburbs. Select any civilian or hero unit on the fated track, but not in the town center. Okay. Or the start space. It immediately suffers a Zed's hand-to-hand attack on or equal to the column. But normal. Okay. So it's going to be right here. We're going to get a... If it was a defiant, so okay, your unit suffers losses only and does not retreat. So basically, we're going to get a 2 terrain shift. We're going to roll the dice. It's 7. So they take 3, we take 1. There is no Z unit there. We just got to take a hit. Okay. Alright. So that was at the beginning of the phase. Now, the highway track is going to go. There's the highway track. And strength of 9. We're gonna have Deputy Schmidt fight because he's tough and he gets a +1 shift on hand-to-hand combat. So he's gonna get a 3 shift. So 4 into 9 is 2, and then you do 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna have human advantage. God damn these low rolls. 4. All right. So we do 1 to them. Oh my God. And we have to take 3 hits. Now he's tough. So if we get to roll for each hit. Okay, we took 1 hit. We took the 2nd hit. Okay, he's gonna die. Let's see if we get a save. We do. Okay, so he gets to go back to town center. These people move up. That was horrible. Suburbs track. Just gonna move. And the mountain track. Okay, now I think they're gonna move here. Now see what we can do with him. We can do a trap. So we can roll 3. We have to do hand-to-hand normally. That's not good. So 3 into 8 is 2. But we do get a 2 column shift, so we're going to be equal. 1 column shift, so it's going to have Zed's advantage. And there's 4 again. So we take 3 hits. And he has nothing to do that, so he is going to die. We have to roll a save, and he doesn't save, so he goes to the cemetery. So Rusty has been killed. Okay, that is just bad. Alright. Alright, and so we get 2 actions. So let me think about what I want to do. Okay, I'm going to send them there. That's 1. I'm going to send them here. That's another 1. I'm going to spin Deputy Schmidt. He's going to come back to the fight. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to spin a player action and ammo. And he's going to shoot. No, wait, he can't. That's right. Never mind. I'm going to spend my player action to actually move to Captain Piazza here. And I'm going to have Sheriff Hunt have them forage. Alright, well, we don't find anything. And that's it. And I'm holding this card for later. Okay, so we're still in Act 2. Forced Night Assault. don't have to worry about these at the beginning phase. Place a new Zeds unit at the start of the forest track. So you can see how this is starting to build. Defending Zeds units receive no terrain shifts, and we're going to get 2 actions. That's horrible. Okay, so we're going to have a fight here. 6 and 8 is only 1. They get advantage. Oh, you know what? I never did see for their hit. Alright, yeah. Okay, so the Farmingdale Furies, they're going to be the ones to fight. Ah, you know what? We're going to have the civilians fight. They're going to get killed anyways. I don't want to use the Furies. So, they rolled a 6. We're at Z times 3. They take 4 hits, which is going to kill them. The Furies retreat 1. See if they can make a save. No. So they're dead in the cemetery too. Yeesh. Okay. That's the end of that. So I have 2 actions. Okay, so what do I want to do? Captain Piazza will burn an ammo, and she will attack those guys. 5. 1 hit. I'm rolling so piss poor it is pathetic. Okay. Let's move them here. Okay. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to, so in the last action, the Furies are going to attack this group. They're 8, 6, but we're going to get a terrain shift, so we're going to have human advantage. And we rolled an 8. And we did 3 to their 1. So this group has been killed. They're going to retreat, and we get to roll to see if we can ignore that hit, and we can. So we didn't get hit, and we took back this round there. Okay. I'm going to have Sheriff Hunt use his leadership, and we're going to have these guys forage. Nothing. Okay. And a deputy here. He'll try to forage as well. He doesn't get anything. Okay. And that's the end of that. So, oh, I have one more player action. I think. Didn't I use that? Well, if I have one more player action, she's going to shoot again. 6. There's one more hit. Okay. Alright, so we're in Act 3. A hero arrives. Okay. So we're going to have highway track is going to move. Boom. Suburbs track is going to move. And the forest track is going to move. So we're going to have a fight here. And we are at the advantage. And we're going to get a 2-column shift. So we're going to have human times 3. And roll to 6. So we do 3 hits. We take 1. So we're just going to flip them. And they're going to move up with them. And they're going to move up. And do we can ignore that hit? Yes, we do. So ignore that hit. We're going to get 2 actions. At the beginning of this phase, place a random available hero unit in either town center or any start space. Well, the only other hero unit we can use is Mayor Hernandez. He's going to come in, so he's here. And he has motivational speech in Citadel. He has 2 tokens. Keys to the city. Add +1 to all forged die rolls made in town center or town space. So that's actually good. Entering town center costs a moving unit 0 movement points. Citadel. Once per action phase, you may spend a Citadel action marker to give a unit in town center a free gunfire attack. It still costs 1 ammo with a 1 to the right shift. Motivational speech. Once per game, you may spend his motivational speech action marker to give a powerful gripping speech. Every other player unit in a town space inspired by it immediately receives 1 free action. So that's what he does. Okay. Alright, let's do a new event card. Tough Zeds. At the beginning of this phase, place a new Zed unit on the mountain track space. Okay. Place the Tough marker on the strongest regular Zeds unit. Your choice if there's a tie. Until eliminated, for each hit it takes, roll a die, 1, 2, or 3. The hit is canceled. Okay, so the Tough on the strongest regular Zeds unit. I think it's that 9. I have an 8. No, I have a 9 there. Thought I had a 9. So this is going on them. Okay. And the mountain track is actually going to move twice. So they're going to move 1, 1, 1. And then we're going to have a fight here. 2 and 8. It's 3, but we're going to get a 1 shift, so it's only going to be Zeds times 2. Box, of course. And so they're going to get wiped out, and we don't save. 1, 1, 1. Because it's twice, and we get 3 actions. Okay, things aren't going too good for me on the mountain track. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to spend 1 action, and we're going to move him here. Actually, I'm going to move him. I'm going to keep him there. Then I'm going to use my leadership, and we're going to have that civilian unit forage. Okay, we get a +1. It's 5, but it's still not good enough. Okay. Then I'm going to have Deputy Schmidt. He's going to shoot. And he gets a 10. So he's a strength of 4. He's going to do 3 hits. So this is going to kill 1 hit on that. It's going to kill it. And then 2 on this one. And then Captain Piazza. We're going to spend our last ammo. But we're going to spend an action to move her first. Okay. And then we're going to spend another action. And she does 11. Alright, so she does 3 hits, so we're going to flip it 1. And it's times 2. And then I want to spend a player action to move this unit here. And let's see what I have left. I have 1 action left. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Mayor Hernandez. We're going to spend his last one. He's going to forage. Okay, well that didn't do anything. Alright, so that's it. You know what? I'm going to play this fake card. And he's going to forage again. I'm sorry. Alright, so we get 1 ammo. Okay. And we are in Act 3, and we have brains. Okay, contest this special turn only. Alright, so we would do this, but nothing. All tracks activate with each Zed unit advancing 1 space only. However, if a Zed unit activation results in a combat that it wins, it immediately advances again. After activating all Zed units, this card is over. Draw the next event card. So we'll start up here. So we're just going to move 1. We're going to move 1. 1. That's it. Okay, we're going to have a fight here. I'm going to use him again. So 4, they're going to have an advantage, Zed's advantage, but we're going to get a shift to, because of his thing, 2 shifts. So it's going to be human advantage. And we get a 6. It's 2 and 2. So 1, 2. So they lose. Now, we're going to see if we can negate any of those hits. No. No. Okay, so he... God damn. Okay, he doesn't save, so Deputy Schmidt has been taken out. Yee. Bye-bye, Deputy Schmidt. Okay. Then we're going to have these guys are going to advance. Alright, so we're at 2 times 2, but we're going to have a 2-column shift, which is going to be equal to 6. Okay, we would normally have to retreat and take 2 damage, so we're going to flip and take a 1, but they're dead. They got wiped out. Because all we needed was 1 more hit, and then this unit will move. Now we are on the mountain track, and so we have a 6 to 6, but we're going to get a human shift in our favor. And we got an 8. So we did 3 hits, and we take 1. Okay, so this one right here is gone. They're dead. And we can roll to see if we don't take that hit. Alright, we do have to take the hit, so we're actually going to flip now. And then this unit is going to move there. Okay. And then we have to draw another event card. Because of what the thing said. Mine explosion. Okay. At the beginning of this phase, check the mine space. Any unit there, including Zed, suffers 1 hit and must immediately retreat. Okay, so this unit right here at the mine is going to take 1 hit, and they have to retreat. Alright, no unit can enter that space for the rest of the turn. Place a no entry marker. Okay, so now we're going to have movement. We're going to have movement on the mountain track. Now, they can't go. However, we're going to have movement here. Okay, however, 5 and 8 is 1. However, we're going to get a times 2. And we can re-roll. So, human advantage. We're going to definitely spin our re-roll. Okay, that's better. That's 9. So, human advantage on 9 is 3 to 1. So we're going to wipe this one out. We take 1 hit, but he's tough, so let's see. Well, alright, he's going to take 1 hit. Okay. And then this unit is actually going to move. Okay. The suburbs track. Well, we're going to have a fight here. Ooh, Z times 3, but we get a 2-column shift. Ugh. I swear to God, I'm rolling bad. 4. Okay, 3 hits. So they're going to get wiped out. Save? Yes. Okay. And then the highway track, which we're going to have a fight here. So it's just going to be equal to... You got to be kidding me, man, with these rolls. I got to get rid of these dice. Okay, well, it looks like they're going to get wiped out. But they save. So they move up 1. That was horrible. And we get 2 actions. Okay, let's see what we're going to do. Okay, well, for 1 action, I'm going to move them there. For another action, I'm going to move her here. That's it. I have my player action, which I'm going to spin on her. She's going to try to shoot. Okay, got an 11. She's 4. She has 3 hits, so we flipped this one. That was good. Okay, but we're out of ammo, and then Mayor Hernandez. Oh, we're going to use our leadership actually, and have one of these guys forage. Hey, and guess what? We get an ammo. Fortunately, that's all our actions. Yeah, I spent it to give a unit in town center a free... well, it's not going to matter. Okay. Alright, so that's it. So let's go ahead and flip all these. Alright, this is we're in Act 4. I hate it when this happens, so we won't be doing none of that. We're going to have the highway track move, so the highway track moves. 2 on the suburbs, 1, and then 2. So we're going to have a... It's going to be basically equal. Okay, we got a 7. 2 and 2. So they got to take 2, and they retreat. Does she have anything? Okay, she takes 2 hits. Can she save? Yes. So she goes back to the town center. Okay. Alright. And that's it for that. At the beginning of this phase, alright, we're going to get 3 actions. Replace a regular Zeds unit in play that are currently 3 strength or less. Okay. With a newly drawn, fresh, full Zeds unit. Okay. Well, we move that. Okay, 3 strength or less. Oh, man. That kind of sucks. Okay. I get to choose which ones. Alright. Let's put that there. Alright, that really kind of sucks, but yeah, I hate it when that happens too. Okay, at least we have some actions, so let's see what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to move Piazza here. Okay. Sheriff is going to spin an ammo. Player action. He's going to shoot. And he got 11. So he does 2 hits to those guys. Okay. I'm going to have my leadership. And I'm going to have these guys forage. Nope. And I'm going to spin another one, forage. Nope. Dang. And I'm going to spin another player action. Forage. Okay, we get a +1, so we're going to get an ammo. Okay, and that's all the actions I have. Let's keep going. Brains. Okay, all tracks activate with each Zed you advancing one space, however. Okay, we had this before. Okay, so Sheriff Hunt has got to fight them. We're going to get a 2 shift. He's allowed 1 reroll. Okay, I'm definitely rerolling that. Freaking boxcars, man. Okay, 7. So, 2 shift, zoom in advantage, 2 to 1. So we do 2, flip 1, 2. We have to possibly take a hit, which we do. Well, no, he's tough, so... Okay, he failed. So he's going to die. But we made a save. Okay, they didn't advance, but now they move there, and they move there. They move there. We have movement here. And now we have up here. They are going to fight. So 3 into 9 is 3. 2 shift. Ugh. But we rolled 12. 2 and 0. So we did 2 damage to them. We don't take any damage of our own. And they do not move. So that's actually really good. Okay. And now we have to draw another event card. What's that smell? Okay. We're going to have movement at the end of the phase. So we won't do anything to the end of the phase. Highway track. Okay. So we're going to have a fight here. We're 2 times 2, but we get a 2 column shift. Okay, so yeah, we got our butts handed to us. And we don't get to save. So if they move into there, we're doomed. But luckily I got some people here that can do some stuff. Okay, mountain track. We got some problems here. Okay, and forest track. Again, we're going to have another fight up there. 3, yeah. But I rolled a 9 on that one, so... Oh yeah, I forgot about that track. Shift. 2 to 2. Okay, so flip 1, 2, and they lost. We take 2 hits, but we ignore 1 hit, and we take another hit, but we do take 1 hit. And then, of course, on the track here, I forgot, we're going to be human advantage. We got 7, 2 and 1. So they're dead. She has to take a hit. Okay. Alright. Select any player unit not in town center. In its space, place a new Zeds unit showing its reduced strength side and conduct normal hand-to-hand combat. Oh my god. If the Zeds unit survives and wins, it is flipped to show its full strength. If it loses, it retreats normally. Okay, well, not in town center, huh? I'm going to go with the heroes up there. Their reduced strength is 4. So, we're still going to get a good shift. Okay, so that's 7. So, we have human advantage, 7. 2 and 1. Okay, now it says if it wins, it's flipped. If it loses, it retreats normally. It can't retreat here, so it's going to have to go back 1. So it's times 2. And we rolled a 7. So it's going to be... We have to take a hit, but like I said, we can roll. Come on. Alright, so we don't take the hit. And we get 2 actions. Okay, so let's see what we want to do. Well, first thing I freaking do is Mayor Hernandez is going to... We are in some serious trouble. Mayor Hernandez is going to use his motivational speech. Everybody's going to use 1 free action. So this is spent. This is done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have her attack them. She's 2 spaces away. Remember, her strength, god dang it, her strength is based on how far she is, not her wounding. She rolled 11. She does 3 hits. So, we're going to take this out. It's 2 hits on that. That one's gone. And we can do 1 hit on them. However, we got to roll. And it ignores it. So, here we go. Okay. And that was 1 ammo. Okay. That was her free action. What I'm going to do now is he's going to forage. We get a 5. That's going to be 6. This one's going to forage. 5. That one's going to forage. Okay. Sheriff's going to forage. Okay. Well, that's not good enough. Alright, so we did get a couple more ammo. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let him use his Citadel. It still costs 1 ammo, but it's a free attack with a 1 shift that way. So 5, 6, 4 hits. Okay, so I did 4 hits on the tough ones. Okay, they blocked 1, didn't block 2, blocked 3, blocked 4. God. Okay, so they take 1 hit. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this unit is going to come here and attack them. We rolled a 6. So they take 1 hit. And I think they're going to die. Yep. Then we're going to have this other one come here. They're going to attack. That's a 7. Okay, they're going to take another hit. What's going to happen here? Okay, they're dead. Stacking up. Now I'm going to use my player action. And, well, I should have had them. Yeah, okay. Alright, y'all did that, and I can let them out. Okay, and so I'm going to have my player action, and I got to hope one of these guys just doesn't move. So we're going to go here. We're going to be human times 3. 11. 4 hits, and that wipes them out. And that's it. That's all I can do. I just gotta hope the mountain track does not move. So let's see. Okay. Good, bad, I'm the one with the gun. We don't have any to do this. At the beginning of the Zeds phase, make a fate draw. Determine which track is activated twice. Shit. The mountain. Okay, well, if this is activated twice, then he's gonna move into there and we lose. God, man, what a... Alright, at the beginning of the action phase, okay, if you survive, you have won. Well, we didn't. I gambled and lost, but I actually should have won, but I had a lot of bad rolls. And that's one of the things about this game. This game requires a good strategy to beat it, to play. You have to have a good strategy. Unfortunately, though, luck plays a lot into it. I guess maybe kind of like in real life. But I was rolling pretty bad for a lot of rolls. And honestly, as quick and fun as this was, I don't like playing with only a 1/8 of the stuff. So I was a little upset about that. I mean, I chose to do this, but I don't think it's as fun. But it's still a fun game. You see how the rules are easy. It's you got to require and think, and that kind of thing. I very much love this game. Like I said, I highly recommend it. If you can get this, get it. I know Victory Point Games came out with a recent Kickstarter to do a reprint of this 3rd edition, and plus a card pack of 3. They had 3 different card packs. Now, the Kickstarter is way done. The Kickstarter is supposed to be arriving to people in May. However, if you go to Victory Point's website, they have where you can pre-order this, or late pledge, basically. And so you'll probably get a copy in May. Now, I couldn't wait to do that, so I went ahead and got this game off the secondary market. However, I did pre-order the card packs, so I cannot wait to get those, because and it's only like $20 for the card packs. I mean, all of them. And this game is what, $60. Now it is well worth it. You will get so many hours of enjoyment out of this game. It is pathetic how much hours of enjoyment you get out of this game. This is a fun game. This requires a lot of thinking. Yes, it has some luck to it, but it requires a lot of thinking. It doesn't take that long to set up. The setup time, you got to seed the cards and do the board. It's a moderate amount. I'm going to show you the other side of the board real quick. So as you can see, you have the sewers track, the tunnel track, and you'll have some new red diamond guys and stuff like that. Otherwise, it's basically the same. They give you this little fold out thing to help keep track of the other stuff in there. I highly recommend this game. So next time we play it, we are going to bump up a level. We are going to be on level... This was the basic game. We'll be on level 1 Outbreak. This time we will have villagers. We will have the disease spreaders. Yeah, you're going to have EKG markers. So basically what's going to happen is Well, I don't know. It doesn't say. So we're gonna have still some of the basic stuff. We only will use the blue cards. Okay. Um, but like I said, it's just basically gonna add some villagers and maybe a few little other little things, and that's gonna be it. So, but you'll see how the villagers add a little bit of a new dimension to it and everything like that. So I hope to see you then. Until the next time, have fun. Okay, so before I fully go, I just want to show you the rule books you get. You get a lot of stuff. I know it seems like overkill, but it's actually not. It actually is. So you have the No Brains rule book, and basically it just basically tells you how to play, okay, what to do during the phases, and that kind of stuff. Okay. And there you go. So that's fine. The No Brains rulebook is basic, simple stuff. Then you have the basic game rulebook, which we just did. And it has its own set of rules because the basic game you don't use a lot of stuff, so they have to make way for it. Like you don't use the hospital, so nobody's healing. You're not healing anybody. There's no healing. There's no outbreaks, anything like that. Then you have the level up rulebook, which tells you all the different rules for the different levels. Like it introduces each level, and you go up on it. Then you have the A to Z Zeds book. It basically has all the rules for everything, and it has a good little appendix here. So if you want to know, wait a minute now, I forgot. What do you got to do when you heal? You just go and you look at heal action, and it tells you what page, and it covers all the different levels. So this is basically the book you're going to be looking at the most. And this is the other book you're going to be looking at the most. It's Setup and Epilogue book. So it just basically tells you how to set up each level. See, we did the basic game. Okay. So it tells you how many cards you have to seed if you do a standard co-op type thing. And what to put where, the end card, how many end cards and that kind of stuff. And it goes through each different level and shows you. And then it has like epilogues, because you can calculate your score. You lost because of chaos. You lost because of town. The good, bad ending. It tells you the stories a little bit more between the ending, which I think is pretty neat. It's not just, okay, you play, you're done, you get a little story. And then, of course, you have the Farmingdale dossier, which goes over, how each hero, what they can do, what each Zeds unit. Like you have the Super Zeds, what each Super Zed unit does, what the bad guys can do if you play a versus, and that kind of thing. So it gives you details about everybody's basically special ability, the special stuff. So like tough and all that kind of thing, So yeah, it comes with a lot of books. So it seems like a little overkill, but it breaks it all up nice and neat for you. So that's what I was going to tell you. You can't beat that for $60, and you get a lot of cards. So Victory Point Games, Dawn of the Zeds, highly recommend it. And I'll see you next time.